To everyone I offer my Dandavat pranams. We all doing this Nabadwip parikram. While doing this, the place that we have gathered here right now, it is called Campahatti. Campahatti, the name is coming because Campahatti. The meaning is here beautiful champa flowers. We were here. They all were here. And there you have a marketplace also of flowers, beautiful, and all these beautiful flowers were sold here. For this regard, this place is called Campahatti, like a marketplace of beautiful champa flowers. Chaitanya in Satya Yoga, here a Brahman used to stay here. He used to worship Radha Govinda very nicely, and here through champa flowers he used to prepare beautiful garlands and decorate them. And then Radha and Govinda became very pleased with that garland, and they gave him darshan of the Gauranga form. And he said, listen, in Kali Yuga I will appear in form of Gauranga. There is no doubt in this shloka because Radha Krishna is same Mahaprabhu. In the same way, this is also an evidence. So that Brahman in Kali Yuga, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's potency, Gadadhar Pandit's brother Dvija and Paninath, here he appeared. And he served here right at this place. Very beautiful, blissful place this is. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he used to come here and he used to sit here at all these places and used to do all these leelas. This place is very glorious. This is a very close scripture of Gaudiya Vaishnavas. It is favorite of Gaudiya Vaishnavas. The Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with Sarup Damodar Rai Ramananda used to discuss this scripture, especially Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when in Jagannath Puri he was there when he was very angry, burning in separation. At that time Sarup Damodar and Rai Ramananda they used to remove the heat of separation by using these verses. At that time, during separation, Sarupa Damodar, Vidyapati Chandidas, he used to recite beautiful kirtans of high level moods of gopis, and sometimes even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. The book manifested by Jayadev Goswami Pad, this Gita Govindam, he used to recite the shlokas from Gita Govindam himself, and Rai Ramananda sometimes, and his book manifested by him Jagannath Vallabh Natak, that scripture, each shloka he used to recite. Or Srimad Bhagavat, especially Brahmar Geet, Gopi Geet, all these, when he used to do kirtan, at that time the Mahaprabhu's separation, it increased. In the same way, so what the point I am trying to make here is, the Mahaprabhu's beloved scripture is Gita Govindam. It's very close scripture to him. The author of this Gita Govindam is Srila Jayadev Goswami Pad. Here, he is manifested here, he is present here. This Gita Govindam, even till the Odisha devotees and Bengali devotees, there are many arguments with this scripture. In reality, if you analyze Jayadev Goswami Pad in the West Bengal, in the village Tindabringa, there he appeared. But Odisha devotees, they say that no, Jayadev Goswami Pad, he belongs to Odisha, he took birth in Odisha. Even till now this debate is going on. But the glories of this scripture is so much, especially the Goswamis, all the scriptures, if you This is like it's like a very highly respectable scriptures, very high level scriptures. If you compare all of them, Jayadev Goswami Pad in this scripture he used to sit here and he used to write this script, wrote the scripture while sitting here, and this scripture is so beautiful. You just heard that the glories of Gita Govindam is unique and unparalleled. Until and unless if you don't study Gita Govindam, it's impossible to enter the Rasa Shastra. Completely impossible. That's why it is said, Jayadev Goswami Pad himself, in the preface shloka, he is saying, my Gurudev Srila Vaman Goswami Maharaj, he used to say, when he was absorbed in his mood, he used to say, when he was sitting in his bhajan kutir, when devotees used to come, Gurudev, he used to express this shloka. He asked devotees, tell me the meaning of this shloka. Gurudev himself, he used to express the meaning of this shloka. In reality, if someone wants to enter Shringar Rasa, if wants to purify your heart, then you must read this scripture manifested by Jayadev Goswami Pad. And if you one who has curiosity in the heart about Ras Shastra, this is very high class sweet scripture. You must read this, and then you can taste the divine ecstatic moods. The glories of this scripture is so much. There are 8 type of heroines moods are expressed there, and 4 type of heroes moods are expressed here. Very beautiful moods are here. To express this is very high class. It's very there are no words to express the glories of this scripture. The Rasik Shekhar, the king of Rasa, Krishna. One shloka is coming in the scripture. Jayadev Goswami Pad wrote this and he stopped writing. Why? Because Jayadev Goswami Pad is explaining, when Srimati Radhika became angry, at that time Krishna, to pacify Srimati Radhika, he entered that kunja, and in the lotus feet of Srimati Radhika he surrendered everything. Even he gave his flute, even he put his crown of with peacock feather, he put it in the lotus feet of Srimati Radhika, and he was rubbing his nose on the ground praying to Srimati Radhika, but Srimati Radhika was still angry. So how did you break the anger of him? If the anger does not break, then meeting will not happen, right? Mr. Krishna was thinking what to do. In this shloka it is coming. Jayadev Goswami Pad, his hand started to shiver while writing this. Why? Because he was thinking, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is God. And how possible the Supreme Personality of Godhead can be controlled by Srimati Radhika? How can she put feet on the head of Krishna, who is the Supreme Personality of God? But the shloka was meant to be completed. Srimati Radhika, please pick up your please forgive me. I put both my down head to the lotus feet. I touch my head to your lotus feet. Please put your feet on my head. But how to write this? He could not write this completely. And the hand started to shiver, tremble. His hand started to tremble. He wrote the first 2 sentences of the words, and then he went to take bath in the Ganga river. And then when he went to Ganga river, Krishna himself, he took the form of Jayadev, and at that time Jayadev's wife Padmavati, he came to Padma, he came and said, Padma, listen, give me my book. When let me finish that shloka. When Padmavati Devi, she gave the book, at that time Krishna, meaning the manifested form of Jayadev, and he finished that shloka. After some time, not a lot of time, like after a few minutes, Jayadev Goswami Pad, when he came back after taking bath in Ganga river, then Padmavati said, just you went to take a bath, how possible you are coming so early? You wrote the shloka. Jayadev Goswami said, did I write? He said, no, I gave you the book and you wrote the shloka. Jayadev Goswami Pad, he said, I am still thinking how to complete that shloka. I am still in process. She said, no. See, in this book, I gave it to you and you wrote with your own hands. Jayadev Goswami Pad, he was saying, Padma, bring that, can you please bring that book? When he opened the book and he opened the scripture and see, in beautiful golden color words, it was written by Krishna. Krishna came and wrote this, Dehi Pada Pallava Udaram. Rasika Shekhar Krishna, how he is bowing down his head to the the lotus feet of Srimati Radhika. That's why Jayadev Goswami Pad said, Padma, you are so fortunate. Krishna gave you darshan for real. Jayadev Goswami Pad, this scripture, it is not just Rashtra Shastra. This is not about only for Gauriya Vaishnavas. Even it's like people of all Sampradaya, everyone, they worship this scripture. And this is like the scripture of divine love. Gurudev also used to say, the preface, Jayadev Goswami Pad has written a shloka, this shloka. Such divine pastimes of Srimati Radha and Krishna are expressed in the scripture, that how they are doing beautiful divine amorous pastimes in the Kunja. And if someone want to taste them, feel them by your heart, then it is very, very important that you read the scripture. But sadhu savdhan, why? Be careful, because here in this scripture, it is extremely divine translated in the scripture. If your heart is not clean, and if you are not won over lust, and you try to read this, then what will happen? It is possible that like Shivji can drink poison and he digested it. He hold all the poison in his throat. But anyone else, if he tries to drink this poison without attaining qualification, and they try to drink this poison, then they will definitely die. Yeah. That's why in Srimad Bhagavatam it is explained. And second thing is also coming here. So, then in Srimad Bhagavatam, at the last sloka of Rasa Leela, so Sukadev Goswami Pad is saying, look, this Rasa Leela is not Anukarane. You should not like, it's Anusmaraniya. If someone tries to copy it and imitate it, they will definitely die. Why? Because Krishna did Ras. Everybody sit down, what are you doing? So, but Krishna did Rasa Leela. If you try to do Rasa Leela yourself as like Krishna, then definitely your death and you fall down is coming, waiting for you. That's why don't do Anukaran, don't imitate. Do Anusmaran. Meaning, listen the katha from Sadhu, Guru, and slowly you will enter the path of spirituality. Then the disease of lust from the heart will be removed. Then if someone, just like without curiosity, if they try to read, they say, oh, with greed everything will happen. But the greed is manifested completely or not? This is the thing to understand. But the greed is manifested or not? It's true that you can get anything with greed. If greed is manifested, then okay. Then if greed has not manifested, then you will be more absorbed in sense gratification. Like the dogs are like barking, okay. It's like, so it was a Hindi proverb, like it's very, very dangerous. So there are like symptoms of this disease, symptoms of greed. There are 3 symptoms. In Rag Vartam Chandrika, with many lifetimes of Sukritis, you cannot attain this. But with greed is the price that you can just pay and you can get this high class mood of price. But the greed needs to be pure and it needs to be manifested. In Ragurtam Chandrika, the symptoms of manifestation of greed are explained. This very beautiful divine scripture, Geet Govindam. You can read this, but how to read? With full 100 faith, with unflinching faith. You have to study this. You have to keep a stone in your heart, like make your heart hard, and then you get to study it. Maybe it's possible that lust, anger will come in our heart and it will contaminate everything. So all this is also things to be careful of. We went that day to near Chandkazi, Samadhi, Ballan Singh King. Listen, so even he, to remember these pastimes, he came here to hear about this, but he was not able to listen because Jaydev did not speak to him. He said, oh, because you are king. Then he went with him, and then they stay in form of Raj Pandit. And then he came here and he started to do bhajan, and then he left this place and then went to Jagannath Puri. In Jagannath Puri there was one, the scholars, they were debating and they created their own Gita Govinda, and they said this book is the best, but the scholars, they can write anything they want, and both scriptures were like considered like which one is the real one. Gita Govindam, which one is the real one? These two scriptures were offered to Jagannath deities, and then they closed the door early in the morning. Next day, when they opened the door of the temple, when they opened, they saw the book written by Jaydev Goswami, Gita Govindam. It was found on the heart of the Jagannath. It was lying down on the chest of Jagannath deity, and those who were jealous and those who tried to copy the scripture, their book was torn, and the papers were spread all across the temple premises. So the glories of Gita Govindam written by Jaydev Goswami Pad, see Jagannath Dev, even till today in Jagannath temple, until and unless he hears the beautiful recitations of Gita Govindam, if they don't do this kirtan, then Jagannath Dev does not go to sleep, not go take rest. Such beautiful divine scripture this is. Srila Jaydev Goswami Pad and our Gaudiya Vaishnavas, it's like the beautiful king of scriptures. And I offer my pranams to Jaydev Goswami Pad, who offered this scripture to this world, and I pray that all this manifests in my heart, and I would like to end my Harikatha on this note here.